What's up, my little pretties? It's your mistress, Showline is here, and today I am back with another episode review of the animated TV series of The Wizard of Oz. Now, this is the animated TV series that came out in 1990, and it's based on the MGM Wizard of Oz movie. So I highly recommend you check out these series. If you haven't, they're on YouTube. If you want to take a look at them. Today we're going to review episode 3 called Crystal Clear. Now, I actually like this episode. This is actually one of my favorite episodes from the Wizard of Oz animated TV series. So this is actually going on my top 5 favorite ones. So, I am going to begin. Now, basically what happens is the wizard gets sent away by the West Wind into Crystal Land. So, of course, the wizard lands in Crystal Land to chill for a bit, and he meets villagers that kind of look like rabbits and all that, Then we get this new character that we see, and we only get to see him in this episode, which is, I can't even remember his name, but he looks like Ganondorf, but no, not Ganondorf. He looks like, trying to think, who is this character in the Hobbit movie? I know it's not Bilbo. I know it's not that. Let's see, Gandorf. Oh yeah, he kind of looks like Gandorf, but except he looks like a rabbit. So basically, he explains that he made a new crystal ball for Glinda, and explained his last crystal ball. He used a carving tool to scratch it when the Wicked Witch of the West tries to take that crystal ball, and of course that's the only crystal ball the Wicked Witch of the West has, and she can only use it for a short time each day. Now, with the new crystal ball, it has no time limit, and it's for a gift for Glinda. Meanwhile, the Wicked Witch of the West sees what's going on, and she's like, maybe I should get a new one. So she decides to get a new crystal ball. So she tells Truckle to get rid of her old crystal ball and decides to get a new one from Crystal Land. Meanwhile, later on in the film, we see Dorothy, the Tin Man, the Lion, the Scarecrow, and Toto. They end up asking Talking Mushroom, and asking him, where do you think the wizard went? And of course, he refuses to tell, but eventually he says, okay, now I know where the wizard is. So he says about Crystal Land, so Dorothy and her friends go to Crystal Land, and the wizard is already gone, but of course, the rabbit guy ends up telling them about the crystal ball that they made that had no time limit for Glinda, and they explain about they decided to have a feast since they were the wizard's friends. So meanwhile, the Wicked Witch of the West and her flying monkeys were entering Crystal Land, and however they tried to stop the Wicked Witch, and so the Scarecrow hides the crystal ball, the newer one in his clothes, but however he as the rabbit guy ends up getting basically in trouble. The Scarecrow tries to help him, but he ends up dropping the crystal ball when he fell, and he and the rabbit guy end up getting taken by the Wicked Witch and the flying monkeys when they were trying to get the crystal ball away from her. However, though, later on in this episode, Dorothy, the Tin Man, and the Lion and Toto end up having to go find to find the free the Scarecrow and the rabbit guy. So basically, Scarecrow and the rabbit guy get thrown into the dungeon, and however, as they are thrown in the dungeon by the Wicked Witch, Tin Man, Dorothy, and Lion end up sneaking into the Wicked Witch of the West's castle to find them. But of course, they met up with the rabbit guy who escapes from the basement. But of course, the Scarecrow went his other way to try to find out what's going on and try to get away as well. So basically, Dorothy and her friends end up getting cornered by the Wicked Witch of the West when they end up going to the Wicked Witch of the West's bedroom, sort of like speak. I guess you could call it her bedroom, because I don't know whatever room to call it. So basically, in this we see is, basically the Scarecrow, gets like a chewing tool fork kind of speak, and he he looks in one of the rooms to see that his medal, Lion's medal, Tin Man's heart, and his diploma is in like a glass casket. So he tries to get it over, but he can't get it. So he uses a tuning fork and breaks the glass because it makes like a vibrating sound. And he realizes that's what it is. And even though he didn't have a brain, he was still able to figure things out. However, he ends up opening the door and using that tuning fork and makes a vibration and destroys the Wicked Witch of the West's new crystal ball. So basically, Dorothy and her friends escape from the Wicked Witch of the West, and of course, the rabbit guy ends up telling them that there is a tunnel that can lead them away from the haunted woods, and it's a long journey, but it's a safe one. So with that said, they took the chance. They go through that, and they end up knowing that the Emerald City is safe and the wizard's safe as well. So that's actually basically pretty much wraps up the episode crystal clear. Now, what did I think about this episode? I actually love this episode. This is actually one of my favorite episodes of all time. Although there are some other episodes that are good, I obviously found this one just very good, to be completely honest. Although we could definitely say is that the concept itself is pretty good and interesting. The storyline is actually really nice. The flow of the episode was amazing. Voice acting was great. The animation was amazing. I just really adored this episode. I don't know why, what else I could say anything positive. I just adored this episode. However, though, is there anything negative you guys are asking? Nope. I don't have anything negative to say about this episode. Even though Crystal Land didn't exist in the MGM movie, this actually is a pretty good episode, even though it didn't exist. But I do like the fact that, the Scarecrow gets kidnapped, and, because mostly of this episode, this is usually focusing on Dorothy getting, encountering the Wicked Witch of the West with her plans. However, this time we get to see the Scarecrow do that. And I know this episode is mainly focusing on the Scarecrow, about him and stuff like that. So this episode actually did a pretty good job. Now, just like with the first, few episodes, this one is actually pretty good. Now, like I'm going to say right now, that this is simply my own personal opinion, and if you disagree with me, that is okay too. We're all entitled to our own opinions in regards to this episode, and this is simply my own personal thoughts. My final rating of this episode is going to have to be a 10 out of 10. It's a great concept, great storyline, great flow, the animation's good as usual, and the voice acting was pretty good too, and the characters are amazing as usual. However, except for one, which we already know. But, anyways, what did you all think about this episode? Did you enjoy it? Did you not? Also, what we have done personally to help make this episode a lot better, leave me know what your thoughts are down in the comment section down below. I'm the Shadow Lioness. Thank you so much for watching today's episode, and if you're brand new here to this channel, be sure you like, comment, subscribe, because I make brand new videos every single day. Don't forget to ring the notification bell so you will get notified to the next uploads. And with that said, I'll be seeing you all in the next video. Peace out.